What is good, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am ranking the Halloween franchise. I'm ranking the 11 movies in it prior to the new one coming out today, Halloween Kills. As soon as I watch that, I will have a review up either later today or early tomorrow, so you can see my thoughts on that new movie. But with that coming out, I thought I'd rank the 11 movies already in existence in the franchise that many people have seen several times. It is a guilty pleasure of mine, meaning I acknowledge most of these movies are cinematically weak, but I enjoy rewatching them every year, if not periodically throughout the year. It's just a guilty pleasure. So there was a few things that make these movies good. Michael Myers, his mask, the story, the side characters, all these things play in and how good or bad they are. And just be forewarned, there will be spoilers in the video. With the exception of Halloween 2018, there will be spoilers. I won't spoil that one, being that's tied in with the new one that's coming out. People might be watching it for the first time, so I won't spoil that. The bottom one is going to be a longer explanation, so let's get into that one first. Number 11 is Halloween 5. If you didn't catch it on the poster, Halloween 5, the revenge of Michael Myers. Who's he getting revenge on, by the way? He's been killing people. Shouldn't people be getting revenge on him? Who's he getting revenge on? Nobody's done him dirty, ever. He's the one. Okay, we're not even going to go that far. It's probably most noted fault and one I agree with, and I won't even really hold this against it, but it is something to be held against it, so it has to be said. Halloween 5 abandons Halloween 4's ending. Halloween 4's ending had Jamie, who is Michael Myers' niece, ending up being the killer at the end of Halloween 4. She ends up killing her foster mom to end the movie, so we're led to believe that this character is going to be evil. This might be our killer going forward, which is an interesting concept. I wanted to see where it went. Obviously I didn't see it when it came out in theaters, but watching it for the first time, I had no idea about Halloween 5, and I watched Halloween 5 and it completely abandons it. With that being said, there's also the fact that that same character, Jamie, is now mute. No reason whatsoever. She's a mute. And Rachel, who had probably the greatest story arc from part 4 and was the character we're looking forward to developing even more, she became a very important character in the series. She gets iced out early in the movie, and then we get introduced to Tina. Tina is probably the most embarrassing character in the history of horror movies, in my opinion. She's cringy. She brings nothing to the table. Boop-ba-da, boop-ba-da. She's an idiot. She brings nothing. She's a smeeze. All she's interested in is dudes, getting laid, and herself. She's a narcissist, yet she's supposed to be the one that cares about Jamie after we get, it does this a couple times. You get rid of a great character, and then you replace her with this moron, Tina. Probably the best character in the franchise, Dr. Loomis, is made out to be crazy. I guess he's kind of burnt out from everything that he's been through part 1, 2, 4, and then this one. But he's made out to be basically a drunk guy. He's a lot of uncomfortable stuff. The cops are like notably comical, so you know they're not going to do anything. It has like comic, Three Stooges music anytime they come in the scene. They're idiots. The Myers house goes from this small suburban townhome to a gothic mansion. And most notably, in my opinion, Michael Myers cries. Unforgivable. Number 10, which is Halloween Resurrection. This movie is most notably the worst in the franchise, ranked by most fans. I think it's bad. I do agree that it's terrible, but Halloween 5, in my opinion, is by far and away the worst. But getting into Halloween Resurrection, first thing it does, only reason I went to go see this movie in the theater is I wanted to see how they would undo the great ending of Halloween H2O. It's a stupid explanation. He crushes the larynx of the paramedic, the one paramedic that goes to see him. He crushes his larynx, switches out his suit, and then he's the one that goes off and gets his head chopped off. I mean, it's a stupid explanation, but guess what? It is an explanation. In Halloween 5, there's no explanation as to why Jamie is mute. There's no explanation why, and then how this movie also does something, the same thing that Halloween 5 does, kills off a good character, kills off Laurie unceremoniously. After they get rid of Laurie, then we're left with a reality show. So, At the time when this movie was filmed, reality shows were a big thing. So Busta Rhymes is the head of this small little up and coming network, and once it gets its feet off the ground, so it wants to do a reality show at the Myers house. It's a famous house. They want to do a reality show there to get a bunch of college kids to go there. I think the concept is decent. Like, you know, they tried something different. It didn't land. It worked bad. It didn't work good. The kids, the acting's pretty bad. All the characters are pretty much unlikable. Even the lead, didn't really like her. You have a little side story where this guy who talks with her online is kind of helping her through the situation. But the worst part of the movie is Busta Rhymes. He basically punks Michael Myers twice, including kung fu kicking him. Very unforgivable. They basically, they highly disrespect the character. Myers looks good. He moves good when he's in his zone, but having Busta Rhymes punk him is absolutely terrible. Tyra Banks is awful in the movie, and the only redeeming factor is there are some good kills, and like I said, they tried something. I'll give a nod and respect for that, but it's not nearly as abysmal as Halloween 5. Number 9 would be Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. This movie, again, does something the last two have done. It unceremoniously kills off a beloved character. So Jamie, who we got to know very well in Halloween 4, and even Halloween 5, Danielle Harris, the child actor, she does a great job in 4. She's basically removed in 5 because she's a mute the whole movie for no reason. I'm gonna keep repeating beats because I hate that movie. So they changed the actress. She's older. Michael may have touched her funny, and then they kill her off unceremoniously early on in the movie. Michael is controlled by a cult. I don't really like the explanation stuff. I think that's stupid. If we're in the same timeline, let's not do too much explaining. He's controlled by a cult. I don't really like that. It has a good fall atmosphere. It gets that right. Some annoying characters that you enjoy getting killed off. The dad getting electrocuted is absolutely awesome. One of my favorite scenes. The lead character, I even forget her name. I'm so sorry, but like, and then it has this choppy editing anytime there's kill scenes. Myers is fantastic in this movie. He moves well. He's going to work and he's getting it in. So that's a redeeming factor. I didn't like the story. Paul Rudd's awful. Number 8 would be the Halloween remake made by Rob Zombie. So it's basically telling you the backstory of Michael Myers. It's giving you an explanation as to why he's a psycho. He has his DNA combined with a awful household of mom who's never home, mom bringing home scummy guys, bringing home Rob Zombie-like characters to the house, and you know, and then we have the Halloween night. So but he goes to the mental hospital. We had a great opportunity here to see more scenes at the mental hospital. His scenes with Loomis. Malcolm McDowell, who plays Dr. Loomis, is tremendous in this movie. I would have liked more of him. It's just kind of a missed point. They could have done a lot more with the hospital stuff with him and Michael one-on-one. They missed that. They swung, so they attempted to do it, but missed. Then the rest of the movie is pretty much copy and paste. It's right from the original. I mean, it's a little bit, it has a Rob Zombie gloss over it, but it's the same beats, the same going down the streets. Michael's hunting down Laurie and her friends, and then that's it. You know, it's just too much copy and paste, and then a missed opportunity in the beginning. Number 7 is Halloween H2O. Now, this one has some nostalgia points for me. This is the first Halloween movie I saw in the theater. I love the opening with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and I love the ending. The ending is iconic, and for some people, that's the end of the story, period. They don't watch after H2, which I absolutely respect. You know, as I mentioned, Resurrection dismisses that ending. The middle of it, though, and the story is where it's weak. It has Josh Hartnett in it. He's decent. And Myers looks okay, but he's kind of toned back, so that's not good. And it's filmed in 1998-ish. It came out in 1998. It has like a Dawson's Creek, like WB vibe to it, like those teen dramas. And I still got no reaction to Laurie ever finding out that she's Michael Myers' sister. I get that I like her story kind of. She's an alcoholic. She has to take medication for what happened. It's natural that she would have some setbacks, especially when she's triggered on Halloween. But a lot of the side characters are annoying, and I didn't really like the setting. And it has that stupid, oh yeah, I forgot about that. This stupid CGI mask. Number 6 is Halloween 2018. This movie it retconned and removed every sequel except for the original. It's a direct follow-up to the original movie, and that's the one that they're making a sequel to now, called Halloween Kills. I went to go see this in the theater. It looked really good. You can tell it's a professionally made movie. Most of the acting is good. Story is decent, but anytime it gets serious and has a nice serious tone, it makes a left turn for some reason and does something like, you're like, what? You got two cops in a car talking about a sandwich. You got the little kid making jokes randomly. This son and his dad are off in a car, and then an important scene. It's just very, anytime the pacing was good, it ruined it. So it's one of those things where a good movie was ruined by just stuff that they didn't need to have in there. But Myers is absolutely fantastic. Michael Myers is at his peak and looks absolutely amazing. Number 5 is Halloween 2 from 1981. This movie gets a lot of points because it's a direct follow-up to the original. It has the same look, same cinematographer as the original. So you can watch those movies back to back. That's where it gets most of its points for me. Michael Myers is turned into a robot. He's still pretty scary. Laurie is removed from the movie. That's a weak spot. Dr. Loomis is great in it, even though he has this little stupid side plot. But overall, very enjoyable movie. I sometimes will watch it back to back with the original. Number 4 is Halloween 4. This is basically a remake of the original. They're taking the same beats of the original and then making a new movie. Michael is coming back to Haddonfield to get his niece Jamie. So basically the motivation of him is to kill off his bloodline. Jamie, played by Danielle Harris, as I mentioned before, is absolutely amazing in this movie. She's a great character. We get to know her and Rachel as the movie goes on. Great fall atmosphere, great side characters that we look forward to getting killed off. Again, fun ride. The scene on the rooftop, well done. The only downside is Michael Myers' mask. Awful. Number 3 is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Yeah, okay. I know most people probably hate this pick if they've seen the movie. I love this movie. It is so well done. It's a great dive into how someone would legitimately be affected by having a night where your parents are murdered, your friends are murdered and attacked, you are kidnapped by a psycho killer, all in the scheme of on Halloween night. And Laurie's affected by it. She has nightmares. She needs to go to therapy. She's angsty. Her whole personalities, and it's totally legitimate. And I love that Rob Zombie dived into the psychosis of how that would affect her. And it also goes into how she's connected with Michael and how she gradually finds out about that. And guess what? We get an explanation as far as how Laurie would feel, how she would react if she found out she was Michael Myers' sister. Like, it took them that long to do it. So well done. I really like it. The white horse thing is stupid. I agree with anybody that says that. It has some Rob Zombie stuff in it. That's stupid. But I just love Laurie's character, and I love it. And the gore is great if you like that. It's probably my favorite, goriest movie I like. As far as slasher wise, absolutely top notch. One of the best movies in the franchise, in my opinion. If you don't like it, I totally get it. Number 2 is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This might be the most rewatchable movie in this franchise. It's one of the funnest movies for me to watch. It's just, and it captures the essence of the holiday more than any other. It's a Halloween. It's the most Halloween movie in there. It takes place on Halloween, but the week leading up. It's about a Irish mask maker who's making masks to kill all the children on Halloween. And it follows Dr. Chalice, who goes up there with Stacey Nelkin for reasons of wanting to get laid. That's it. Very 80s. That's an 80s thing, whatever. I can go along with that. She's absolutely gorgeous. They go up to this factory and they start to uncover this mask factory and the schemes behind them, what they're trying to do. And Connell Cochran in this is absolutely diabolical. Connell Cochran played like by Dan O'Herlihy. He's just like, Myers wants to knock off a couple people. Connell Cochran wants to knock off the world. And his speech when he about Halloween, oh my gosh, it's just so good. It looks, and you have the same cinematographer from the first two movies, so it has that look, that John Carpenter, Deborah Hill production look that Dean Cundey absolutely perfected. I just love the story. It's absolutely fun. The masks look good. It's just a fun ride. It's only an hour and a half. Is it a little bit of a reach? Is it a little bit silly? Yeah, but it's an absolutely fun ride, and it's a cohesive storyline, and it's, in my opinion, more rewatchable and a better movie than any of the Myers sequels. And number one, of course, A Christmas Story. I mean, what else did you expect it to be? No, I'm just kidding, of course. It's John Carpenter's Halloween. I mean, it's kind of yawn and boring to talk about, but it's just a perfect little slasher movie. They do everything right in it. It was made for $300,000 just by a bunch of stoner California kids who wanted to make a classic horror movie, and they took all the beats from the great horror movies of all time. They gradually moved the killer into frame. He's narrow, he's closer, and then he's on you. It's very well paced. The pumpkins, how everything, how they play with shadows. It's just very simple. Suspense and pacing. It's perfect. They use the jack-o'-lanterns anytime he's around. They're going through the shadows. Story of a mental patient who got put in the institution for killing his sister when he was 6 years old, and then is waiting for the right moment to go back home and do it again and basically replay the murders. It was meant to be one singular story, which is how I watch it. I watch these other sequels, but when I watch this movie, it is just one story. That's not his sister. That's just a babysitter and person he wants to kill along with her friends. That's it. It's a perfect, simple story. They didn't try to do too much, and they took the beats from the great horror classics of all time. Anyway, that is my ranking of the Halloween franchise. Again, I love this series. I'm looking forward to Halloween Kills. Please watch my review. I will have that up either later today or tomorrow, so just look out for that. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, great weekend. I will see you all again soon. Take care and be well.